Hello everyone and welcome back to Layback Gaming. Today we are taking a look at Magic 2015 on the Xbox One. As a lot of you might know, Magic is a trading card type of game and extremely popular back in the day, and now it's actually coming to consoles. So let's jump into multiplayer and try out a game. Multiplayer not available. You must have a valid deck to enter multiplayer. Would you like to enter the tutorial playing your starting cards? Yes, let's do that. Alright. So the second quest. Expanding Heroes. I did do the first quest here. But let's jump right on in, shall we? So as I said, I did do the first quest to get a little feel for the controls. But apparently you need to do all of the quests before you're even allowed to jump to multiplayer. Quite strange, especially if you know how to do it. I don't see a way to skip the tutorial. Well, that's also a little confusing. Maybe that was something I set up at the beginning because I didn't hit that I'm an expert player, but I'm not sure.
Black's specialty is removing your opponent's creatures. Your opponent is Azure Mage.
Alright, so we're using a black deck.
We arrived to this game already in progress. As you can see, a lot of dueling has gone on so far. But with no creatures on the battlefield, it'll take a miracle to survive the next few turns. It's Azure Mage's turn, and she attacks with her last remaining creature, bringing your life total to 2.
Alright, so she's gonna bring me down to 2.
Promising. You've drawn Assassinate, a sorcery. Sorceries are cards intended to be used a single time.
Alright, so sorcery destroys target trapped creatures. Alright.
Assassinate is a card that can destroy a creature of your choice, as long as it's tapped. You'd better use it on Azure Mage's creature before it kills you.
Alright, so because it's been in use and it's tapped, which means turn sideways at the end of a turn, we can assassinate it, destroying it so that she can't do 2 damage on her next turn. So let's do that. I guess we'll do that, as you can see. And that is the end of the turn.
Now, Azure Mage will cast some spells. Divination. Now your opponent has a creature that has a special ability. Zoom in on the card to find out what makes Winddrake.
Alright, so they got Winddrake, which is a flying dragon type creature. Let's see what it does here. Not too sure what it does. But it didn't tag me, so that's good.
Card, you have no way to destroy Azure Mage's Winddrake. What will you do to stay alive?
We have Vampire Nighthawk. So let's play this. And hopefully that will stop the flying. Which I do believe it does.
In serious trouble. That Goliath Sphinx can kill you with 1 hit. But the good news is that your Vampire Nighthawk can kill any creature it deals damage to because it has Death Touch.
Oh, beautiful. So I can just use Death Touch and instantly make something die. Let's play that creature I just drew there.
Here's an interesting decision. Do you attack with your Vampire Nighthawk? If you do, you won't have any untapped creatures to block the Goliath Sphinx with.
Alright, so we can, if we use our Vampiric Nighthawk, we will not be able to use anything against the Goliath Sphinx. Let's try skipping an attack here and see what happens. I think this is going to be the right move, but I'm not sure. Yes, because now we can block. And blocking is probably the better idea. I think blocking is going to be the better idea here, yeah. Because now we don't have that other card tapped.
Rise from the grave can reanimate creatures that are in a graveyard. Now's your chance to take that Goliath Sphinx as your own.
Alright, so now we can take it. Interesting. So we steal their last creature from the graveyard.
Zombie Goliath.
We're gonna attack here. They're gonna block. And we win that fight.
Now swing in for the win.
And let's just attack for the win. And they can block, and boom, done.
As you play more Magic, you'll run into many kinds of spells and creature abilities. Look for spells that fit your playstyle. In Quest 3, we'll learn about spells with more permanent effects.
Alright, so that's Quest 2. Let's just go through the rest of the quests here, and then we have an idea of what we're looking into before we go into multiplayer. I'm going to assume we have to beat out these quests anyways before we go into multiplayer, because, as I said, I don't see a way of skipping the tutorial. But, let's continue. Yeah. So it looks like we have to go through all the tutorials and actually get the deck, which is kind of a pain in the butt. It'd be nice if you could just get the cards to make a deck, go right into multiplayer, but I do understand the purpose of the tutorial. I still think it's that great of an idea.
For your third quest, you'll be using a white deck. White's specialty is amassing an army of small, efficient creatures. Your opponent is Onyx Mage.
Alright, so we're using a white deck now. Let's see what we can do with a white deck.
You've drawn an enchantment. Enchantments are powerful spells whose effects are constant as long as it remains on the battlefield. Honor of the Pure, for example, increases the power and toughness of all your white creatures.
Interesting. As long as we have it on the field, it empowers.
See how your creature's power and toughness have increased? Now,
we're going to attack
Onyx
with
Mage
all,
with your improved also, your Honor
which
of
should
the
do
Pure
6
will affect
damage.
all your creatures as long as it remains on the battlefield.
And they're going to end their turn without attacking, and we are going to play our Plains card.
Oh no. It appears that Onyx Mage has put a stop to your advancing army. If you attack now, the results might not be good. Perhaps waiting might be the best strategy for now.
True. Because they got a Minotaur Abomination. Yeah, let's wait on that. Turn. Because we can just defend with these if they attack.
have a chance to take care of this Minotaur problem. Creatures have the ability to block in groups. In this situation, your Glory Seekers will be able to destroy the Minotaur abomination. But in the process, one of your Glory Seekers will also die.
Alright, so we can block with a 1. So let's do that. We will block with both of them actually. But we will also take them down to 0. So I guess for that we keep 1.
You've drawn a special kind of enchantment, an aura. While enchantments affect the game globally, auras affect specific things, usually creatures. This one looks especially useful right now. This aura allows you to target any creature on the battlefield.
Oh, target any creature. Interesting.
Now that the nightmare has been pacified, it's time to renew your attack.
Alright, so it can't block. It can't block is what that card does, so we do another 3 damage for taking it down to 3. And that's good. And that will end the turn.
Onyx Mage has cast an aura on your Glory Seeker. The effect leaves it as a 1/1 creature.
Alright, so now we're 1/1 because of his curse.
Night Guard Patrol has some special abilities. Zoom in on it to learn more.
Let's take a look at our Night Guard Patrol. First Strike and Vigilance. Alright. First Strike means the Night Guard Patrol will deal damage before creatures without First Strike. This lets it kill an opposing creature before Night Guard Patrol has dealt any damage. Vigilance means that Night Guard's Patrol doesn't tap when it attacks, which means it can also block during your opponent's following turn. Interesting. So we can use it to attack and then block the following turn. We'll play that. And we will attack with our 1 damage. Taking him down to 2. Wait. Locked it, darn. Wasn't paying attention there for a sec. Yeah, we can attack like this. They're gonna block, but that's alright. Got 2 Plains cards. But yeah, let's just attack like that. And we should win here. There we go. There's our win.
As you play more Magic, remember that enchantments can help you win the game, either by improving your...
On to Quest 4. So Magic on the Xbox One's kind of different. I'm not too sure how I like this compared to like Hearthstone on the PC where you can click and drag the cards. But it is interesting to see a card game on the console. And for Magic to jump ahead of the game and beat Hearthstone and other trading card games to console is a huge jump, and I think it's personally doing pretty well. I realize that there's going to be some challenges moving around controlling, and it's done it pretty well. You're using the sticks and hitting A wide attack.
Your opponent is
very easy controls.
Jade Mage cast an instant. Instants work just like sorceries. They apply immediately to the game and are then discarded, except they can be played at any time. This spell makes her Rumbling Baloth larger, but only until the end of the turn.
So use 3/3 until the end of the turn. You. 077, we are going to set up that as a block. Well, we'll tap that out.
You've drawn Cancel, a spell that counters another one. Countering stops a spell from happening. Whenever your opponent casts a spell, like summoning a creature, you can respond to it with an instant like Cancel. If you counter your opponent's spell, it will go to their graveyard and the mana they used is still spent.
Alright, so it still costs them a turn. Mana. Sorry. But I can stop them from actually playing something. Interesting.
If you attack now, you'll be in danger of losing the game. Better not attack until you have better choices.
Yeah. I can still block. So that might cancel and whatchamacallit.
Now Jade Mage has cast another Giant Growth.
Another Giant Growth, which should take them up again. There we go, there's my cancel. We are going to cancel that out.
Now you've cast a spell, Cancel, targeting Jade Mage's spell, Giant Growth. This zone, where spells live before they resolve, is called the stack. Every player can add more instants or abilities to the stack in the same way.
So that disables the growth, and now we're gonna have to block. It's gonna be a fair trade. Nothing happens.
You've drawn Archaeomancer, a creature with a triggered ability. That means when something specific happens, this card will automatically do something special. Many creatures have a triggered ability when they enter the battlefield. Archaeomancer, for example, will retrieve an instant or sorcery from your graveyard.
Interesting. So, when it enters the battlefield, we retrieve an instant or sorcery that we've discarded. We're going to get our cancel back. Which is very helpful because then we can cancel the next Giant Growth or something like that.
Normally, blocking creatures take all the damage from the attacking creature. But if a creature with trample is blocked, it will deal enough damage to kill the blocking creature and deal its remaining damage to the defending player.
Ooh, so if it has that, it will take out, and then whatever damage is left will actually hit. We're gonna block that. And this could actually hurt now. It is going to hurt. Oh, never mind.
Unless you stop the timer to counter this spell, the Duskdale Worm will probably kill you.
We're gonna cancel out. That's... And that ends their turn. We got Illumination. And now we got Ether Adept. When it enters the battlefield, it returns target creature to its owner's hand. So we are going to play that. And that is going to get rid of that creature back into the hand for this turn. And that's good. Fantastic Switcher is sure to turn the tide in your favor. Casting it allows you to swap one of your creatures for one of the opponents. Cast Switcher and swap your Ether Adept for... Alright. Swap. And swap. So basically we just swap cards. And we can play our island card and that's that. So now on our next turn we have their card which does 7 damage. So that's pretty effective. So that will take them down to 3. Yeah, to 3. Or another island card. And we got 14/14. And we are just going to attack. And if they don't block, we win. Are of course going to try to block. We do massive damage.
Are powerful ways to surprise your opponents
and we won
their plans. Practice using the stack with tricks like giant growth, cancel, and others.
Let's do quest 5 here real quick. Finish off the tutorial.
For your final quest, you'll be using a red deck.
Alright, red deck time.
Is aggressive, quick creatures
Aggressive,
with
quick
interesting
creatures
abilities.
with interesting abilities.
Your opponent is Alabama.
Alright, let's do this. And I can block, I don't have anything. So they get a free 2 damage. Taking me down to 7. They only have 3, however. Nice.
You've drawn Prodigal Pyromancer, a creature with an activated ability. That means this creature allows you to take an
1
action.
damage.
Just
1
like
damage.
attacking, abilities that require attack.
Does a whole 1 damage to an enemy or a creature.
Alabaster
So helpful.
Mage has cast an equipment. It usually improves a creature. Casting an equipment spell only puts it on the battlefield. To attach or reattach it, you need to pay its equip cost. Equipment remains on the battlefield even if the creature leaves.
Interesting, so now they got like armor. Don't remember anything about armor type stuff when I played Magic back in the day, but might be something new, might be something I just never knew about. Or forgot about, quite frankly. Alright, we're now to 3. They were at 4. Let's play our mountain. First, we're going to tap this. Makes us do a creature. So, yeah.
Unlike auras, if a creature
Take that out. Play our mountain now. That's the end of our turn.
Like equipment, there are many artifact cards in Magic. Artifacts are usually colorless. This means that any color of mana may be used to cast them. Even some creatures are artifacts. Anything that affects artifacts can affect artifact creatures as well.
Alright, so they summon that.
You drew
3.
Torch Fiend. It has an activated ability that doesn't require tapping. These can be used even when a
So
creature...
now we can destroy that automatically without tapping, because this destroys artifacts. And there's that. We can now use Alright. Now use our 1/1 and attack, taking him down to 3, which will lead into us both being tied with the same amount of health.
You drew Dragon Hatchling. Its activated ability costs 1 red mana.
1 red mana, but what does it do? Let's take a look here. Dragon Hatchling gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Alright. That's helpful. So if we play that, then we can do 2 damage. Leave. And now we will do our Dragon Hatchling. We'll activate that. How many times do you want to activate this ability? We'll do 5. And we will now block that with this. That should destroy it. So this is then going off the battlefield. Now we got Searing Spear, deals 3 damage to target creature or player. Also, we're going to use that on the creature to take that out. Because if we leave it, then they're just going to attack us with it on their next turn. We can use the ability here. We're going to use it on players. Okay, that is 1 damage. Takes them back down to 4.
Volcanic Dragon. It has haste. This means it's not affected by summoning sickness.
Alright, so they can't sickness me. I'll play that. Continue. And we are going to attack with both. They cannot block, and we do 5 damage, so that's the end of that turn. And boom. That's the end of the tutorial quest. Congratulations, you've proven yourself worthy to wield a deck of your own. Choose carefully before taking on your next opponent. Alright, we got white, blue, black, red, and green. White lays down the law, protecting and defending. Blue is about air, water, and things of the mind. Quick reaction. Black mages wield spells of death and darkness to satisfy that. Let's go with black. Let's choose your starting deck in natural order: chaos and slaughter, cruel, nut, or life and death. We're stealing spells. Life and death by draining life from your opponents. Let's do life and death. But anyways, guys, that's where we're going to end our Magic stream for tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're watching this over on YouTube, be sure to like the video, subscribe, and leave a comment down below of what you think of Magic 2015 being on a console, like the Xbox One here. Do you think it belongs on the console, or do you think that it should only stick to physical or maybe PC? Let me know your opinion down below, but until next time, peace out, guys.